여러분 안녕하세요. 우리 사회를 위해 한 뜻으로 모인 여러분을 진심으로 환영합니다. That's the hardest part of the speech for me. I practiced that. So good evening, everyone. What a joy it is to see all of you. And tonight is all about joy and celebration as we commemorate KACF's 20th anniversary. We are still going strong after 20 years because so many wonderful people have had a hand in building this organization to what it is today. So in that, may I ask all the current and past board members of KACF to please stand up and be recognized. And would all the current and past associate board members, our young professionals, also stand? In 2002, I had the privilege to start KACF with a group of thoughtful and generous fellow Korean Americans who had all achieved some degree of success in their chosen careers and wanted to give back to their community. The founders wanted to inspire a culture of philanthropy and mobilize giving that would help our vulnerable neighbors. The idea was simple, but the work has been far from simple. Helping families to move from poverty to economic security is complex and long-term. So for the past 20 years, KACF has stayed the course with focus and persistence. We listened to community members and worked together to identify gaps and solutions. When our grantee partners told us back in 2011 about the cultural stigma and silence around talking about depression or suicide, which was spiking in our community, we broadened our funding area to focus on mental health outreach and counseling. And when a Bergen County health center offering free primary health care told us that they were unable to reach uninsured Korean Americans. Now, this is in a county where Korean Americans make up one of the largest immigrant groups. Well, we worked with them to hire a Korean program manager. And with our funding, they tripled the number of Korean Americans receiving life-saving and free primary care. And during the pandemic over the past 2 years, when community leaders told us about the need for emergency food for families, for protective equipment for their staff who are risking their lives to help people in crisis, and the need for safety planning for Asian Americans who are being targeted with hate and violence, we deployed almost $3 million in grants. That is 30% of our total grant making since our founding in just the last 2 years. And of course, we could not have done this work without you, our supporters. And I also want to thank our nonprofit grantee partners who are in the room with us tonight. They are the heroes and the backbone of our community, making a difference in the lives of struggling individuals and families and serving them with compassion, empathy, and deep-rooted cultural understanding. Thank you. It really moves me to see that some of you brought your parents here or your children to the gala tonight. I did too. For many years, my husband, George, and I made sure to bring our sons, Brian and Matthew, to every gala so that they could experience firsthand the power of our immigrant community uniting for good. They were just 6 and 8 years old when KACF got started. And tonight, one of them My Matthew is here with us as a 26-year-old young man. Now, because so many of us in this room are immigrants or children of immigrants, we've seen and experienced what it's like to have our parents work incredibly long hours and yet face hardships because of limited English or limited opportunities. And many of us have experienced what it means to be othered or made to feel less than because of our race or our ethnicity. What we have learned, especially during the past 2 years with the pandemic and the rise in anti-Asian hate, is that we need to organize as a community to further build our influence, our power, and our voice to advocate for equity and justice, not just for Koreans, but for all communities. And we cannot be invisible or silent, and we will not be marginalized. And now, as we look towards the future and what the next 20 years can hold for us, I'm proud to announce that KACF will be expanding our work beyond New York. We already have an affiliate in the West Coast, KACF San Francisco. And while our commitment to New York remains firm, we are working with the good team at McKinsey to find smart and effective ways to scale our impact nationally. All of us on the board and staff are very excited for this work. So thank you again for your support over the years and joining us for this 20th Anniversary Gala. I hope that you will continue to partner with us as we embark on the next phase of growth and impact. Thank you.